What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius update, and we just had a bunch of news dropped on us. The one thing we didn't have dropped on us are our enhancements for this month. Ramza, Eileen. I guess we're waiting until next week to update you guys, baby, because it's not happening this week. I'm sorry, but we did get a lot of cool news. First one being is we're just going to go into it right now. CG Lasswell, Pyro Glacial Lasswell is here, and that banner is fucking huge. I did not expect it to be this big, honestly. I am actually blown away. It has 6 banner units on it. Wow. This banner review is going to be something. I may just end up skipping out on some of these bad units. Because honestly, after reviewing some of these units, it's not bringing a lot to the table as besides the Pyro Glacial Lasswell. But we'll get into that as we scroll on down here. So, again, Pyro Glacial Lasswell, the whole CG computer-generated limit burst meta is here. These are Season 2 characters of the first ones. I'm super excited about them. I'm going to try to collect them all, although this is a double 5-star, I think a double 4-star, double 3-star banner? Okay, alright, so Trust Mastery, Azure Crimson Soul. Boost HP and attack by 30%, similar to Queen. And then a limit burst fill grade is also boosted there. Pretty good. Again, nothing too out of this world crazy. I mean, we have all this other stuff we want to be going for. This is for survivability with a little bit of limit burst on top of it. So again, Queen with a little bit of added flair with a limit burst fill rate. Still pretty good, but not crazy. Moving on down, he did get global upgrades. From what I'm understanding from talking to JP players, is that all of the CG units were better than CG Lasswell besides CG Jake, which apparently was garbage in JP, and he was surpassed very quickly, apparently, when it came to power in the game, until a 7-star, which apparently is nutso, so just a heads up on that. But they did give him some global upgrades. We're going to go over the abilities they talk about here, and we'll get more into them later. Again, remember, he does get the dual wield of a greatsword and katana, so if he puts a greatsword and a katana in his hand, he can dual wield innately. He does get greatsword and katana passives. From what I understand, you know, in the story trials where we got the Lasswell Purple Lightning, and I think it was a, you know, all the different items you can get for Lasswell, this Lasswell should still get some of those passives and some of those perks from using those items, so that's going to be important if you get him when building him. Moonlight Fall is going to do a little bit of damage, reduce the spirit on the opponent. I think it was about 45%. And it's going to give him some MP, which is good. We always want MP recovery. And it's going to unlock Fatal Bloom and Crimson Era. And what these are, I think, are more of like his finishing moves in a way. They are single target. Let's talk about Fatal Bloom real quick. When you use Fatal Bloom, it's going to do ice damage. I think it's a 6.75 times multiplier. Then it's going to reduce the ice resist on the opponent by 50%. And it's going to buff up CG Lasswell's attack by 100% for 3 turns. So you got to use Moonlight Fall, and then you can use his 2 moves. That way, if you don't really have an element attached to your weapon anyway, which I think we will when we build him. I think we'll go with fire because a lot of the other chainers are using fire out there. Ice is kind of on the side, unless you're going with the whole Christine thing. And then Crimson Era is the other side of it with fire. So they both do the, you know, 6.75 times fire or ice damage, respectively, to each one. And then they're going to be able to imperil 50% fire, 50% ice, and then they're going to be able to buff him up by a stat boost there. So pretty good abilities, but it does say it's upgraded. So what I'm hoping is Moonlight Fall. I don't really care about that move. That move is supposed to be, enables us to use the actual real moves. That move's kind of like whatever, unless the spirit debuff gets buffed up by a lot. But what I'm hoping is Fatal Bloom and Crimson Arrow get buffed. He needs a little bit more damage there. Very cool. And CG Lasswell also has other ways to imperil wind, ice. He has other ways of getting that done, but those are kind of his big hitters there. And then we have Blade Flash Awakened. That's going to do partial unmitigated damage. I think it's an okay multiplier, nothing too crazy. It's going to reduce the defense of the opponent and the ice resist for an enemy and enable Blade Flash Final. Blade Flash Final is a big hitting ability. It's going to do a lot of damage, and it's going to boost his own attack. This is kind of like the whole build-up where you got to do a bunch of moves to unlock another one. I think CG Lasswell, he can do those moves, and I think that's usable on him. But another thing I want to look into is he has a move he can use once every 4 turns, and what it does is, I have it right here. It's going to give you evade attacks on him. You can evade up to 2 attacks. I'm assuming they're physical attacks. Give him a self HP recovery of 8,000. It's going to give him 80 MP recovery, and they give him a 2-turn 200% attack buff. So the very first turn you use this, he just starts buffing himself up. He gets really powerful. And it's going to unlock one of his biggest move that he has, which is a 6.5, 8 hit physical damage attack with ignore defense 50%. So it's going to hit 8 times chaining move. but with the 50% ignore defense, that goes all the way up to a 13 times multiplier, 8-hit chaining move. Extremely powerful. If we have an Imperil on our team, maybe like Ace or somebody, you can put the fire resist down. We have the fire weapon in his hand, or maybe even Ice if you want to. And you chain with another Pyro Glacial Lasswell, because I do believe he only chains with himself with that move. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. That's huge damage. That is massive damage. But then again, from what I see on the JP side, we can't use that again for another 3-4. It's a 4-turn cooldown to be able to use that move. So it's like use the move that buffs you up. Next turn uses big hitting chaining move, and then he becomes kind of a little like weird in using him. Now again, I want to test him more. I want to look more into him. I want to look at all the different multipliers. I want to see what the global changes to him are. But that's pretty much the way I'm going to see myself using him. But we'll get into more of that later. So then we have Jiraiya here, and he looks awesome. But apparently Jiraiya is just really not that great. I think Jiraiya was on this banner, and people didn't want to pull him because they wanted CG Lasswell, so I think he kind of got a bad rep. He is a ninja. I think he's going to be our first, like, pretty decent ninja. Let's look at the Trust Mastery. Clan Master's Headband. Defense 12. Attack 30%, Magic 30%. Woohoo! Seems pretty good. Enables evade and dual blade technique. Evade, chance of evading physical attacks. Everybody likes to stack that evade up. Dual blade technique can equip 2 of any one-handed katanas, so you can dual wield katanas if you have this on. It seems pretty cool. I don't know in what case you're going to really be wanting to dual wield katanas though. Although maybe I'm just overseeing something, I don't really know. Especially because Blade Mastery from Chizuru does not stack here in Global. The stats on it are good enough as it is. I mean, defense 12, attack 30%, magic 30% with some evade on it. Yes, please, but the whole dual wielding katana thing, kind of weird. You may want to use it in some of your builds. I don't really know. We're looking at his other abilities. Kujisil, boost own attack and magic. Caster can dodge some physical attacks for 3 turns. Enable Purgatory, Fire Slash, and Thunder Strike stance for 2 turns. He's going to have to use this to unlock some of his bigger moves. Purgatory Fire Flash was one of them. Fire damage and reduce fire resist for 1 enemy, so he can imperil and do fire damage. Thunder Strike stance. Lightning damage, reduce lightning resist for all enemies. This, from what I understand, Jiraiya is a hybrid damage unit. He does have a big chaining lightning move, but I think it has to be unlocked from what I understand. So, and I look at the JP rankings, and he was ranked pretty low as a 6-star. So I'm gonna have to get in there and look at his multiplier. See, I don't think there are any global changes to him. So Jiraiya's gonna be like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say he's shitty, but like you were going for a Pyro Glacial Lasswell if you go on this banner. Moving on to Kaede. Kaede was really ranked really low. He is a Chocobo Rider. TM is Samurai Princess or Princess's armor. Is that right? Samurai Princess's armor. Okay. Defense 50, Spirit 32. And then boost fire, lightning, dark resist by 25%. So I don't see this as being I see this as being pretty good. I mean, you know, defense 50, spirit 32 are high values. Boosting your fire, lightning, and dark resist by 25% is high. When we have to fight these espers that come to 3-star, from what I understand, they're going to be doing a lot of elemental damage. Anything that can add, especially armor, that can add that to your character is good. Coming from a 4-star base, going up to 6-star. Not that bad. Maybe you can get a hold of it again. This banner is really weird because I think it has 2 of every kind of star rarity, depleting our chances. Kind of makes me sad because I really want to see CG Lasswell. Anyway, let's get into what Kaede can do. Kaede is a physical damage dealer. Deal partial unmitigated damage to 1 enemy. The way I see Kaede is, see where it says fire damage and reduce fire resist for all enemies? That's an AoE 50% fire imperil. I think that's what I would use Kaede for, and then kind of be like a side damage dealer. He can come in on a 10-man, reduce all the fire resist, then I pull him out again if I don't have anybody else that can imperil like that for me that I would need. I do believe he has like Lance Mastery and things like that. It might actually be a girl because it says Princess's armor. I have no idea. Maybe Kaede is a girl, and I've been saying this wrong the whole time. Let me know in the comments below. I have no idea. Moving on, we have Oga here, a samurai, and I love the way this character looks. 4-star, yeah, double 4-star. Woo. Again, that's not Gumi. That's coming from Square Enix. I mean, that's coming from Square Enix in a limb there. So yeah, anyway, Ogma, Samurai, broad-minded, attack 30%, defense 10%, HP 10%. Not the best TM in the world. We have a lot of replacements there at the attack 30% that give us a little bit more, especially coming from a 4-star base. I'd want more from that. That's, you know, if you get it, farm it up if you need it. If not, nothing too special there. Carnage Hal, again, Olga, just like Kaede, I think I'm saying that right. Or Kaede, and then Jiraiya, Kaede. I don't know why I want to say Kaede. Maybe I'm just used to that being in a lot of things. They are not ranked very high in the Japanese rankings. I mean, they are not pulling their weight on this banner. Although this banner is very cool, they're just not doing what they need to do. Carnage Hal boosts own defense and spirit and temporarily increased chance of being targeted, so he can apparently pull damage to him. Surging Wave, chance of dealing unmitigated damage and reduce attack to all enemies and receiving physical attack. Seems like a little bit of countering going on here from a 4-star base. Tank, it looks like, as a samurai, like maybe a countering tank. We've been through this before. There are only several. There aren't even that many that can actually do this properly, so I don't know about Algama. I'm gonna be honest, this banner is looking weird to me. I don't want to CG Lasswell. Moving on down, we have Odagiri. I thought I said Odagirl for a minute. Odagiri, Salve Maker, Doctor's Garment, Defense 32, Spirit 38, enables Pharmacology. Pharmacology, boost potency of healing items used in battle. I think it's about 100%. So you're going to be able to put this on somebody and then that's going to boost it up by 100%. If you're into that, that's fine. I personally am not. I have never been somebody using Ilias. I think Ilias is like a better version of Odagiri unless Odagiri has something weird. I know Odagiri has this ability. We'll look down at this. It has an ability where they can use an ability, unlock 3 other abilities. And one of the abilities can either buff up your person really, really high, or it kills them. So it's like, here, drink this potion. I don't know if it's going to make you strong or kill you, and it could kill your dude off. I guess that could be fun to mess around with, but other than that, just again, not somebody I see being used a lot. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out on something on this banner. And then we got a bit kind of a surprise here for me. Maybe you guys knew it. I wasn't expecting this. The Miyuki got upgraded to 6-star. If you guys can remember, Miyuki was the place to go. We needed that. We needed that katana. That Sakura Fubuki. I remember not being able to say that too back in the day. I remember I wanted one of these. Tech and I don't know if you guys know Tech. We were trying so hard. I think he got one before me, and then I got one. We were so happy, and then it was like, nope. That katana's way out of date. So yeah, as far as her 6-star is concerned, I don't think it's that amazing either. She has a chaining move, but it's not awesome. She gets dual wield katanas, which is right here. Oh, it's not even dual wield katanas. Excuse me. Sorry. You can't equip 2 of any one-handed short swords, daggers, katana, and throwing items. I think it's just going to be a katana, maybe a dagger too. I don't know. And then she has a high chaining ability there at the end. She gets a 6-star, but still nothing too amazing. So overall, I want to say this banner kind of isn't worth it. Like, I was so excited. I'm going to be pulling on it. Come to my Twitch channel on Friday, 8 p.m. EST, whatever time that is for you. We're going hard. We're getting CG Lasswell. I'm going to pull till I get that boy. I say that now and I'm gonna get murdered. But then everybody else just seems kind of lackluster. None of the TMs seem like, oh my god, I gotta get that TM. Like, I like Kaede's, not Kaede's. You guys are gonna be making fun of me of that in the comments. Kaede's. I like that TM because it gives me a little bit of spirit, and you know, I like tanky TMs a lot actually. But then everybody else is just like whatever besides CG Lasswell. So I don't know. We'll do a little bit of banner review when we get the numbers and see what's up with that. Way of the Warrior is our story event coming up, and just in case you needed to grind some crisps, guys, I want to mention this. You guys want to be farming these story events to get your ability awakenings. It is literally the best way to get those ability awakening crisps that you guys need. Even better than the Vortex, so you guys can farm them there. So it's great this is coming here, so you guys can get ready for the Eileen, Ramza, all these kind of enhancements you guys have been looking forward to and catching up on that. So we can go through here. It's going to be just like any other story one. Again, you get the ability awakening crisp from it. We get a Hidden Chains, which is a whip that gives us Plant Killer, which may be useful in the future. Anything that has a killer ability on it, you never know who you're going to be able to slap it on, stack up some killers, and kill some people. Then we have Concealing Cloth. It's an accessory, enables hide, activate camouflage when equipped. So it's going to allow your person to go ahead and, you know, have a decreased chance of being targeted. I guess this could have its uses maybe in a fight where you need to make sure somebody stays away from being hit. It's not giving you any stats, it doesn't look like, and it gives you ability to hide. So, I don't know. Very unique. So, I kind of like unique things rather than just like little stat boosts. It's like, that could say Concealing Cloth. Give yourself 5% evade and 10 HP. Like, I would hate that. But this actually could be somewhat useful if the camouflage is, I think it's 50%. We'll see what it is. We'll see if it's 50%. And then it tells you to use the new characters. Again, guys, it's awesome that's coming to get us some ability awakening crisps that we've been needing. And then, like, I actually don't know what this is. It says Unit Intro Quest. Pyro Glacial Lasswell. A knight serving Grandshell wielding 2 swords that he received from his father and his friend. Meaning Rain and then, our good boy, the Veritas in the Dark. Yeah, so it says Pyro Lasswell now with new CG Limit Burst movie, with a sword of his friend and his father in his hand. Lasswell will reach new heights. And it's a badass thing. It's a badass cinematic. Everybody in the story is going to be getting one. CG Phoenix, CG Sakura, CG Jake, which apparently is bad and whatever. CG Lid. Oh. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of good. CG Reagan, talking about his father, you know, CG Reagan. And then apparently, initial completion reward, we get a summon ticket, we get some lapis, we get another summon ticket if we use a limit burst. If we use Blade Flash Final, we get a mini pot times 3, and then if we deal fire damage, we get an elixir. So I'm unsure if you just get to use him Like, do we get to just use Pyro Glacial Lasswell to, like, try him out and see the movie and see how awesome he is? And essentially, you just go in there with him, do a little bit of a cool quest, and then you get all this cool free stuff. Is it just, like, free stuff? Because, I mean, you just use his move, and then like, you can just use his fire move, and use his limit burst, obviously, to see the movie, and then there you go, you get all this free stuff. So it might be a way to kind of, like, make you get really, give you some free stuff, but also make you get really hyped about the unit to be able to, you know, maybe want you to pull for it if you really like the way he is. But I think it's cool. Being able to try out units is awesome. I wish I could always do that to be able to see how things are. Is there anything else I'm missing here? Cactuar dunes are back. If you're missing Cactuars, you need to farm them up. You can do that, but with the raid that just came, I don't know how you guys are doing on your Cactuar stash. Mine is massive. Moving on, we have notices. I saw this, and I was like, yes! This is the time for Eileen and Ramza to come out, but it was Ability Awakening for the Miyuki, which again I said I just didn't think was that great at all. Her Limit Burst actually does has a big hit and damage multiplier to it though, so that was kind of interesting. And then we have the maintenance happening tonight, going into tomorrow. That's when we're gonna know all about that CG Lasswell upgrade, so I'm pretty excited about that. So, again, just I think I'm just so disappointed. I don't know what exactly it was in JP. I don't know if Miyuki was on this banner, but even if she wasn't, let's take Miyuki off the banner. She might have been in JP. You guys let me know in the comments below. This banner seems really rough. It's like double 5-star, double 4-star. It's like those suck. But apparently in JP they start becoming the norm, and that's why they instituted the step up banner, which essentially is like mercy pulls. If you pull enough, you get guaranteed a 5-star off the banner. So maybe this is the start of us getting that, which would be pretty cool, but I have to get the CG units. I love the story units. I gotta get a hold of them. But yeah, so if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below and tell me about this banner. Am I sleeping on your boy Jiraiya? Am I sleeping on your boy Kaede or girl Kaede? Let me know which one of that is, and then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the banner review later down the road.